Hey everyone, back to this bishop series. I am going to be talking in terms of the bishop kit that I have released, but you can use this video and I hope you find it helpful if you're doing your own bishop and it has nothing to do with my kit. So when it comes to pleating a bishop, for the longest time, I would construct my bishop together using tiny French seams, and then I would run it through the pleater, okay? And I got fairly okay with this method. But it's not, in my opinion, the best method to do. I know that other people do it and it is sewing and you do you, but personally I like the method of pleating your bishop first and then constructing. And it is a complete game changer for me. You don't have to stress about, popping every seam and what happens if you pop 3 seams to the back and then that 4th one is showing, or really what happens if you are using a thicker fabric anyways, like a super fine flannel or corduroy or something of that nature. Like, those are going to be some bigger seams even if you use a tiny French seam. Just the nature of the beast of that fabric is that they're going to be bigger. So anyway, I like this method better for a number of reasons, and you don't have to worry about any of your needles breaking because there are no seams to go through. It is delightful. It takes me about 30 minutes. I discovered this method, I think I was pregnant with Henry. So it's been, 2.5 years-ish. He might have been, I don't know. It's been a few years now, and I love it. Even with all the kiddos running around and the chaos that comes with, I take the extra bit of time, and I love the end result. So how it goes is that all of your fabric, you need to make sure, this is a little bit of a thing on my channel for a while. Make sure when you put your fabric in that you're going to send all of your, the selvage sides, not selvage sides, the seam allowance sides to the wrong side. So you're going to imagine that your seam allowances are going to come together with right sides together. Okay, so whether you need to pleat right sides up or wrong sides down, depending on what pleater you have, the long is wrong, but sometimes some pleaters don't matter, like the Amanda Jane. Whatever pleater you have, make sure you send all of that fabric such that the right side will be facing the same direction. So what you're going to do is start with whatever number of rows you need for your project, okay? And you're going to start, I like to start working from center back. Now that's with a bishop that's opening in the back. If you have a bishop that's opening in the front, then you're going to want to start with one of the front sides. Okay, so you're going to start at the opening, whichever way it's opening. So you're going to start at that opening, send that piece of fabric through your pleater. I like to roll it up on a dowel. I like to use a thicker dowel. It's just get you something to hold on to, and it's easy to wrap your fabric around. The fabric does not need to be super taut when you're wrapping it around, and it does not need to be completely, absolutely in line, because you can shift it a little bit as you're sending her through the pleater. No big deal. The dowel, what it really does is it allows you to have all your fabric neatly rolled up, and it kind of just gives you another pair of hands, if that makes sense. So you roll it up, that first piece, wherever the opening is, send it through your pleater. You're going to actually take the fabric all the way off those needles, take the thread out of those needles, and take the thread out of the fabric to the point that you have your seam allowance. I like to do, whatever pleat gets you closest to like 3/8, 1/2 inch, that sort of area. It's not rocket science, it doesn't need to be, but somewhere in that range. I think personally a 1/4 inch is just too small, so I like to do at least 3/8, if not 1/2 inch, and I just do whatever pleat is nearest to that, and I pull her out from that. Now from there, what you're going to do is take your next piece, which will be whatever sleeve, okay? Take your next piece, roll it up such that the right sides are going to be coming together, okay? So you're going to roll up in the same manner, send it through your pleater, and have it come off of those needles. We have not threaded our needles at this point. Have it come off of those needles, about 3/8, 1/2 inch for that seam allowance, and kind of just push it back up on the needles. And from there, you're going to thread in the same order. You're just going to take all of those threads, and so the same placement as it is in the first piece of fabric, you're going to put it now and re-thread your pleater. And this is the magic of it, okay? Again, make sure that your seam allowances are pointed the same direction such that the right sides are going to be touching, and you're going to just continue to pleat up. Once you have it threaded, you're going to continue to pleat the thing, and this is the pattern that you're going to do. When you get to the end of this piece of fabric, again, take it all the way off your pleater, all the way off those needles, pull up those threads so you have the seam allowance somewhere around that 3/8 to half an inch mark, and repeat the same thing. So now you're going to be doing the front of your bishop. Roll that up on your dowel, put that through your pleater, take it, a little bit off those needles that have not been threaded, and again, thread up those needles. Takes me about 30 minutes to do this method, and I absolutely love it. I can't say enough good things about it, and it opens up the doors, like I said earlier, for thicker fabric. You don't have to worry about the seam, because there are no seams. It's just delightful. If you want to do the whole tiny French seam or whatever little seam and do the whole popping it in the thing, be my guest. It is sewing, you do you. But please do not send me a email at 2 o'clock in the morning, yiping about that you got 3 out of the 4 in, and what do I do, or I broke a needle, and this or that. Like, this is the method I like, okay? So while it's sewing, you do you, no right and wrong, this is the method that I like for a number of reasons. So if you do another method and it's blown up in your face, I don't really know what to tell you, as nicely as I can say that. So that is how I pleat my bishops up, and I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, of course, put them down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. And as always, I appreciate y'all for watching, and I hope to catch y'all next time.